Everybody, what's up? Tim Anderson here, aka Renfell. Welcome back to the latest Monday Musings episode. These are my personal vlogs where I just talk about life, Cris and I, what we're doing, how things are going. We do talk a little bit about the weave and the void in these episodes, but mostly this is just my space to sort of decompress and talk about life in a blog style format without being focused on one specific theme or the other. And these episodes tend to run a little long, 30 minutes or so, so strap in if this is your first time tuning in. This is episode 55, maybe? I don't really know. I can say we have officially moved. We got here on the 15th of March. I'm pre recording this one on the 19th. As of today, I still don't have the air conditioner's not installed. We're still waiting on an electrician to come and do the actual rewiring of the house, but we've gotten pretty much everything else purchased and we're getting the house furnished, everything else. This is our first time being homeowners. We paid cash, no mortgage. It is a small place, but we got it off Chris's mom. And we are now living in a nice little small town with about 20,000 people compared to the big city where we were at for the past 4 years. Um, it's got a big backyard. Chris is going to be able to put a garden back there. I'm going to be documenting the renovation process to some degree here on YouTube. Don't know exactly what format that's going to take yet, but I do want to show, the what it looked like before compared to what it looks like after. I don't know that I want to show it right yet until we've actually done some changes because I don't want people to look at it and go, "Oh my God, you're living in squalor. That looks like shit." Because it is it was very rough when we got here. Very rough. Spent the first 3 nights. Chris slept in a hammock. I slept on a folded out blanket on the floor until we started getting stuff delivered. Finally got the internet installed after a few days of being here. We're still waiting on the electrician, as I mentioned, to get everything rewired and all that good stuff. And it's hot. It's definitely is. This is a tropic lowlands, I think is. I'd have to look it up what it's called, but it's a lot like Missouri, where I grew up, if Missouri didn't have seasons. So it's been 90 degrees, 85, 90 degrees the past few days we've been here with about 85% humidity, and this office turns into a box oven after about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you just don't want to be in the house until at like 11, after 11 o'clock. And then it gets cooled down because it does cool down to about 70 degrees at night, so it gets very nice in the mornings. It is a beautiful part of the country. We're going to be showing a lot of stuff around here. Our previous, with our travel blog, Marginal Boundaries, we actually um, used to cover stuff because we lived out here for about 8 months after Christina's surgery in 2008, 2014. So when she was recuperating, so we were out here and we did quite a bit of coverage on the stuff around here, the rivers, all the Mayan ruins, small town life, etc. And maybe this summer we might be going up to Missouri and spending a few months with my brother at his ranch. It remains to be seen on how things go. But right now our priority was we got here, we're furnishing the house, and then we got to do renovations. And it's not big renovations, but like everything needs a new coat of paint. Um, you can't see it. I finally put this up because I did a couple videos just showing people the chaos, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So this needs to look somewhat professional. But you can see it moving. That's because I have a fan blowing on me because it's freaking hot. I'm recording this one. It's about 6 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. And it's not today. It's not too bad because it rained this morning and it's gonna rain again this afternoon. So it's only about 85 degrees outside right now. Yesterday when it was 95, I left the office at like 3 o'clock and was like, yep, nope, not gonna stay in here. But we've got almost everything set up now. Got internet installed yesterday, which means I'm finally able to start doing content again. Did a stream this morning for Lord of the Rings Online, so I'm going to be keeping. I like doing those morning streams. Plus, it's not hot here in the mornings, so can be up in the mornings doing streams and everything else. So I'm definitely going to be continuing the Games Has Coffee streams every morning. I have no other reason not to stream, so I should be streaming every single morning here on YouTube, 6, 7 in the morning. Just tune in, follow along. Um, what can we talk about today? Oh, I do want to give a shout out to all our patron subscribers. I was told this is a good thing to do, and I agree. So I want to make sure I thank everybody beyond what what I talked to you about in Discord. But Andrew Dalton, Stephen W, Bounty Code, Brian Hurley, Sparrow, Ian Palio, Ziplocs, Matthew Little, Nathan Napalm, Liam Hall, Hornet, and Scribbles. Thanks so much for your support over on Patreon. And for those of you who are watching this, if you want to support over on Patreon, that would be awesome. It's not just about supporting the channel, it's you're actually getting products for your support over there. The basic subscription, $3 a month, gets you access to the book chapters, which are published twice a month in the world of the Weave and the Void. It's a Dragonlance style book series. Chapter 15 is going to be coming out this upcoming Thursday, the somethingth, 20 somethingth, 24th of March. Is chapter 15. It's also a 5th edition tabletop setting and campaign guidebook, losing my voice there, which you can pre-order. Those books should be out in June. And then, of course, we have the point and click adventure game, which is due out later this year. You could download the demo for that now. It's freely available. Everything's over at patreon.com/wandering hermits. Cool. All right, so the move aside, I am, for the moment, we'll see how things go over the next few months. But for the moment, I'm going full-time YouTube with part-time game development on Weave in the Void. Previously, for the past, I don't know, my whole career basically, since I started doing online stuff in 2008 as a writer, I've always freelanced and I've always had contracts, part-time, full-time, whatever. Um, my last full-time gig wrapped up in January of this year, and I don't know that I'm going to look for anything else yet. I might, it depends on how the next few months pan out. But so far, YouTube, since the channel blew up recently, things look to be reasonably well here. So we're going to be at least doing this for the meantime because I've got too much going on with all the house renovations. I don't have time to be working with, on any sort of part-time work for somebody else because I just need to be focused. Like we got to strip everything, we got to repaint everything. We got to do the backyard. I got to rake it all down, clear all the trash up. We got to mark out the boundaries for the garden, get the garden planted. We've got to get more trees planted so we can get some more shade out back. Once we get the office wired and set up, we got to organize the office because right now, if you saw this, I'm literally catty corner right now so that I could put this up behind me, and then there's 3 desks in front of me, but not Chris's stuff isn't set up yet because we're not setting her stuff up yet until we get the air conditioner installed, which is over there on that wall. And then because the outlets are screwed here, so it's like um, there's no there's not enough outlets. So lots of work has to happen. So that's going to take at least the next probably 3 months for us to get this place fully where we need it to be. So that's my number one priority is getting the house going. And we do have a savings and everything else. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go full-time YouTube, full-time streaming, and all of our stuff with the Weave and the Void for the next few months because we've got the launch date for the tabletop stuff is happening June. So I got to get the books wrapped up. I'm in the middle of doing the second draft of the source book right now. I just actually today sent out the um, draft 1.0 to Sparrow, Bounty Code, Nathan, and Simmerg so that they could start doing research ahead of us starting the live stream campaign, which will be happening um, around June. But I got a lot of work done, a lot of work to get done still to get those books completely ready for publication. So what you can expect here, more than likely, this is what it's gonna look like. I will be streaming every morning for at least 3 hours, probably 2 to 3 hours every single morning with coffee, followed by daily videos coming out around 11 a.m. Every single morning Central Time. So probably streaming for 2 to 3 hours. If I'm up at 7, streaming from 7 to 10, then a video comes out. Um, that's going to be the daily routine for now is streams every morning followed by a video every single day. Sometimes I might be doing 2 videos a day, but it just kind of depends. But at the very least, streams plus videos every single day, unless there's outages or something like that. Beyond that, working on Weave in the Void stuff and just house maintenance. And like I said, I'm going to be documenting everything with the house. Um, I know we're doing Spanish stuff over on TikTok, so if you want to follow along at TikTok, you can, but that's pretty much all going to be in Spanish. Um, I might do some English stuff there, but I prefer to do all my English stuff here on YouTube because my audience here speaks English. Um, and everything else. So I'll be doing YouTube shorts of things like, as an example, tomorrow there's a little outdoor. I say outdoor grill, but it's not the grill that most Americans would look at and say, "Oh, that's a grill," because it's not set up as like a circular thing. It's literally a cinder block like table that someone built out of cinder block and concrete. Underneath is where you would put the wood to store. And then on top, they've got two blocks set side by side, and you put the grate, you put your grill across the top of that and put your fire in between the two blocks. It's not pretty, but it works. So, like tomorrow morning, we're going to get up early, and I'm going to, at least that's the plan, unless something changes, get up early tomorrow morning and cook sausages over the grill for breakfast. Because why not? We're living out in a small town now, and I'm not bound by stupid city ordinance where you're not allowed to have barbecues or any sort of smoke off your balcony. We have a very big backyard. The neighbors next door to us have a chickens, turkeys. Um, the neighbor behind us has a couple of pigs. Um, Next door to us is a church. We're literally right next door to a church. So we have church on one side, chicken, dogs, and ducks. No, sorry, chicken, dogs, and turkeys on the other side, and then behind us is a lady who has some pigs, and it's kind of like a forested area. Then out in front, there's a small street, and on the other side of the street, there's a lady who's got ducks and chickens and some other stuff. So it's small town life. Everybody's got small farm animals and a small garden, and they do crazy stuff. Like this morning, um, what a lot of people do here is on the weekends, like Friday nights or Saturday mornings, they will cook something that they then go sell out on the street, whether it's street tacos, whatever the case might be. People prepare different things, tamales, etc. And they'll sell them out on the street on like Saturdays and Sundays, and it's a way to make some extra income for the family. Um, this morning, by pure chance, por casualidad, as we say in Spanish, our next door neighbors were cooking cochinita pibil to sell. If you've never had cochinita pibil, mm. So we had cochinita pibil tacos today. It was literally Chris tired. I had literally just eaten a sandwich, and I was like, "Oh, why did I eat a steak?" Because I didn't know. Because I just went in the kitchen, made myself a sandwich. Chris saw me eating, and we had been smelling something cooking all day, and she happened to see the ladies packing tacos in packing everything into like a cooler to go sell, and she's like, "Hey, can I buy those for you?" And they were like, "Totally." So Chris gave him a plate, and we got four tacos de cochinita pibil. And I did a YouTube short and a TikTok video of the tacos. Really delicious. So, um, life in a small town. It is hot as hell here, but like that's why I'm sitting here with a hat on because otherwise I'll be sweating visibly on stream. So my back is soaked right now. But hey, I'm here, and like I said, it's a small price to pay for a few days until we get the AC installed, to never have to pay rent again. I never thought, honestly, most people in the United States are under a mortgage, um, so you don't actually own the place. You say that you own it, but you don't really own it. You've got a 30-year mortgage, 20-year mortgage, whatever the case might be, and you got to make those payments. And if you break a leg or lose your job, the bank doesn't care. They're going to come take that house because it ain't yours. So I can say that some of it was being blessed, but with right place, right time. But a lot of it was just being very frugal over the years and living frugally and saving our money and just not having debt and being wise about our money, and being able to finally get to that point. I wish I could have done it earlier, but because we had all the legal stuff that went down with the saga of leukemia over the last couple of years, that cost a huge chunk of change in lawyers. And so we were going to buy it a couple years ago. We had to wait a couple years, but last October, if you remember, Chris was gone for about a month last October, and that's what she was taking care of, was coming out here and getting this place purchased and getting all the paperwork taken care of. I think we're still waiting on a couple of documents to come through to finalize the transfer, but everything's done basically. It's just waiting for the government to sign off on all of the transfers. of titles and things like that. So it's pretty exciting. Um, I never thought I would want to move back to a small town. I grew up in small towns in Missouri, um, and then spent 12 years in Colorado, and started loving the city life, and obviously having lots of outdoors in Colorado, but it's still living in Denver and Greeley and Fort Collins and then Steamboat Springs. Those are pretty big cities, um, along the Front Range. So going back to small town, like I said, 20,000 people here, and this is I would call it a cow town. There's one supermarket, that's it, and a bunch of veterinarian clinics and feed stores, and there's a small university, a couple small little clinics. The nearest city, I should say, the nearest city is 2 hours away. So like, there's no movie theater here. There's no Uber Eats. There's no Uber. There's no there's no Costco. There's no Sam's Club. There's no McDonald's. There's no. I don't even think there's a single fast. I don't think there's a single franchise fast food place here. It's small town. Um, rural, countryside. It's beautiful as long as you can put up with the heat and the humidity. I will say the only complaint I have so far, and I'm not gonna, I can't complain about the heat because that's just it's life. You're either gonna live somewhere where it's hot or where it's cold. There's gonna be tornadoes in one place, earthquakes in another, hurricanes in another. You know, the one thing here that I noticed because we went to the supermarket this morning is that because there's only one supermarket and it's not a supermarket that imports a lot of stuff from outside of Mexico. I am going to be starving for a few things until we make a run to the big city, which we're not going to do at the moment, but we're probably going to make a run next month at some point once we've got everything ready here, and we got the fridge delivered 2 days ago. We turned it on last night. Um, we went to the supermarket this morning, got some stuff for the fridge, but like there's the supermarket, they don't have egg whites, they don't have feta cheese, they don't have the Greek yogurt that I like. These are luxury items. Think about that for a minute. They are first world imports, first world things. Um, living here, it would be impossible to be a vegetarian. Literally, it would be impossible to be vegetarian living in this place, which comes back to the conversation I've had with other friends of mine who are travel bloggers. One of them was a vegetarian and she went to Mongolia for a few months. She had to eat meat when she was in Mongolia because there are no other options than to eat meat when you're in Mongolia. Veganism and vegetarianism are first world luxury lifestyles. They are not save the planet. Come on, that's I'm just gonna disagree with you on that. If you are a vegan or a vegetarian who's like, we're doing it to save the planet and save the animals and everyone should be vegan because that's just the best way to be. You can't be a vegan in places where the only option for food is to eat meat and animal products. That's just, you're out of your freaking mind if you think that everyone can be vegan. That's arrogance, like first world arrogance, so bad. But coming here and going to the supermarket this morning, I was literally going, they don't have this, they don't have this, they don't have this, they don't have this, and I went, holy crap, this is what my vegetarian friend probably felt like when she was in Mongolia, because I'm literally sitting here going, damn it, they don't have this, they don't have this. What am I gonna? I'm just gonna have to suffer and eat these other things that are not as healthy and they're not my favorite. Um, uh, but like I couldn't get that they didn't have like there's no cheddar cheese. Like cheese, like no cheddar cheese in it, no block cheese, no sliced cheese, no shredded cheese. There's just no cheddar cheese. It's literally manchego and gouda, and not like high quality manchego and gouda, but like low quality, cheap, full of grease and fat. And I'm just looking at it going, "Ugh, I'm gonna have a sandwich with that, and it's not gonna be tasty as I want it to be, but I'm gonna eat it anyway because it's food." But I'm already making a list of all the things that we're going to have to go to the city for because they have Costco and Sam's and everything else up in the city. So It's about a 2 hour, and we don't have a vehicle, so we will have to go by bus. But the good thing here is that the bus systems are great. They're very punctual. They're all air conditioned. It's very so you literally go there on a bus. You spend 2 hours. You take a nap. You get there. You get in an Uber or a taxi. You go to Costco. You buy all your shit. Throw it in a cooler. Tape it up. Go back to the bus station. Put it underneath the bus. Get back on the bus. Take a nap. Go home. So we'll have to do day like a day trip to the town, once a month probably to go buy all the things that we can't buy here. Which reminds me of when I was younger, growing up in Missouri, and my mom would like once a month go to Sam's Club back when it used to have a business to be able to get a card, and it was a hour and a half drive, and where they live now is like a 2 hour drive to Springfield. And they still do that. Like they have super centers everywhere now, but still there are some things that are like Costco and things which are only in Springfield. And so my sister-in-law, my mom, etc., like once a month, everybody will make a big 2 hour trip to Springfield, and you just literally take 5 or 6 coolers, and they just have the coolers in the back of the pickup truck, and you just go and you buy everything that you can't buy at the local farm town, and then just once a month you go. So we're gonna have to do that now that we're living in the countryside, which will be an adjustment, but it's all good. But there are some things like my feta cheese. I can't. That's gonna be hard for me to live without feta for a month because I like feta with like everything. Um, I like my feta cheese, goat cheese, which is one of the reasons we're talking about getting a goat. We'll get to that in a minute. Also, I have this thing for the little white onions in vinegar. Mm, I eat those with. I have a strange combination. This is gonna sound really weird to everybody. I like them with lots of things, especially with like tuna sandwich. However, my favorite little junk food thing is bag potato chips. I like just normal potato chips like Lay's or whatever, just normal potato chips. Um, Low fat cottage cheese and those little white onions. And it's actually based on some botanas, some tapas that we had when we were in Spain, which was basically just different types of hard cheese or things with chips and cebollines or olives with vermouth. And I love it. So glass of vermouth with some cottage cheese and those little cebollines and potato chips, and I can eat a whole bag of potato chips doing that. It's dangerous for me, but I love those little things, and they don't sell them here because those are an import thing. They're either coming from Spain or the United States or Italy, so I can't find them here. So feta cheese is out, my little cebollines are out, my little white onions are out. What else is out? I can't find cheddar cheese. No egg whites, like just normal egg white in a carton. Stuff like that. So I have a Costco card, but I haven't renewed my Costco membership in like a year because Uber Eats in the city, you could just send a dude to Costco. You don't need a membership anymore, and they'll go get stuff for you from Costco, which is great. Um, anyway, I no longer have those luxuries, so we're out in the boonies now. Um, but along with the garden, so I want to do the garden, want to plant some more trees for more shade, and we want to get a goat, so that we can have goat milk and goat cheese. That'll be a process though. Um, that I don't know how to make goat cheese. I'll have to learn how to make goat cheese. And the garden is going to be a long process because I don't want to just build a garden. I actually want to build some structures with lattice work on top, or not lattice work, but what I want to build is some structures with wires across the top, so that I could put like clinging vine type fruits that go up and over to create shade across the entire back garden. And then there's fruits and vegetables that you can pick right off the vine above you. One of the things I really loved when I was living in Bulgaria is like going out to the island of, what is it? Island of Nesebra. Is it Nesebra? Nesebra or Nesebra? I forget. I think it's Nesebra. But out there on the island, like every restaurant has a like seated patio area looking out over the Black Sea, and it's covered with like grapevines and ivy and stuff, so that you could sit down and it's just nice. And I want that for my backyard, so we're gonna be working on that. along with the garden. But that's again, that's all over the next few months. That's all got to get done. Long term, I've talked about this before in previous videos. Like I've already kind of mapped out, excuse me, where I want to do it. But put an outdoor grill and an outdoor brick oven. I got to build those though, so that requires me to buy tools again and put my construction background to use, which I never thought I would ever do again. I haven't done construction in since 2007, so it's been a long time, um, 15 years or so that I haven't done construction. So I'll be. But I already bought a rake. I bought a rake so I can clean the backyard, but I got to buy a level. I need to buy a ladder. I got to buy some power tools, all that stuff. So that's a work in progress this summer. So if you wanna help out with that, memberships and Patreon, everybody, chop chop. Thank you so much for your support. Um, what else can I talk about? I'm 25 minutes in. Let's see here. We can talk weave and void stuff now. We're kind of getting to that point. We've got chapter 15 coming out next week. The books are due out in June. I got a lot of work still ahead of me. Joey is wrapping up Marin's Rest this month. He's just doing polish stuff right now. Oh, if you haven't checked the screenshots in the Patreon, it's the Patreon, it's the patron only section of Discord. We shared the teaser shot the other day. I think right before I left, right before I moved, it was maybe Monday or Tuesday. Joey shared with me the Harry the Hermit's druidic hut that's on the northern side of Marin's Rest, and he's got that fleshed out, and it looks amazing. Um, right now, I think he's doing rooftops and polish details. Eventually, we have to do interiors as well, but that's later on down the pipeline. Um, so at some point, I think at the end of the month, at the end of March, I need to talk with him about this. We might do it next Saturday. Now that I know I've got internet here at the house and everything, we got to get. Um, we're gonna do a live stream. Him and I. We're gonna sit down. He's gonna talk about everything that's been worked on since the last time, which I think was about 3 months ago. We did a live stream. Um, might be longer than 3 months ago. I would need to check that, but I know sometime end of the year or beginning of this year we did a live stream where we went through and talked about everything that had been worked on up to the point of the demo. Might be time to close all the windows because there's a bug in here, which might be a mosquito. Um, and we had showed all that work off, but we need to do the next stage of that, which is showing everything that's been worked on since then. And then as soon as he's done with that, I got to turn around and start writing dialogue and descriptions and narration for the next stage. And then we'll be sending that. That will go out to alpha testers probably. What did we say the other day? We talked about it in one of our uh, open sessions, our stand-ups. Um, don't quote me on this, but I think we said April. I think we said June, end of June or early July. We would be doing alpha testing for the next stage of the point and click game. So if you want to get in on that, don't forget to pre-order over at the Patreon page. You can pre-order the point and click game. Only active subscribers get access to alpha testing, so make sure you pay attention to that. All the $25 pre-orders get a copy of the game, but only active subscribers get that alpha and beta testing. So that's coming up this summer. Chris, it'll probably be the end of the month before Chris is back up and running with her office. It just depends on I say end of the month, and the reason I say that is because first we have to get the wiring redone and get the internet installed. I have internet, air conditioning, but then I have to get all the office set up, but I also need to repaint everything. And then she's in the middle of getting all of the house stuff taken care of. So, she's been like today was just doing all the laundry after we moved. She's just cleaning everything, deep cleaning the house because the people who were before did not deep clean the house. We got to go buy brushes and we got to clean the entire exterior of the house and repaint everything. I got to go up on the roof and figure that situation out because there's some spots where it's not level and there's a couple of places where water has seeped down in, so I got to go up there and fix that and then repaint all that stuff. And Chris is the one who's going out and buying everything from the stores and stuff like that. So she's, like I said, it's there's a lot of work going on here, but she should be back up and running within the next week or so with artwork. The next thing that she's working on is still she's got to work on the next cover image, which is going to be the cover for the campaign module for the Escape from Parthana module. Nathan Napalm is doing character art. We've got more pieces coming down the pipeline. I think that's all the updates I have for Weave and Void stuff. Subscribe, patreon.com/wandering hermits. And you get access, even at the $3 a month tier, you get access to the special patron only Discord where we share sneaky little sneak peek screenshots and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to, now that I'm set up in the new office, probably not till March. I would love to hear your thoughts on what are some member only types of videos or content, like member only content that you would like to see on YouTube. Because I just got memberships going right before we moved. Brian, thanks so much for your support there. I haven't really pushed it a lot, but we have one subscriber so far, so I'll give Brian a shout out. Um, but I do want to take advantage of that, and I'd like to know what type of content people want to see. Like member only chat for streams, I know is a big thing with like Dr. Disrespect and some other guys, but those are big streamers who have hundreds of people in chat. I'm a small time dude, so I'd like to know what my community wants. So maybe I'll ask that question in the community section of YouTube over the weekend and say, what do people want? But also let me know in the comments here and over in Discord. I'd love to know what type of like member only content could I produce here on YouTube that would A, be valuable to you, and B, entice you to want to subscribe. Not gonna lie, I would love your subscription, either here or over on Patreon. And if you're not into game development and all that tabletop stuff and everything that we're doing over on Patreon, what do you want me to do here on YouTube that could earn your subscription, your membership, I should say? All good things. My phone just made a weird noise. Oh, that's probably one of my, I think that was my Star Wars game telling me, hey, you need to log in and do your dailies. It totally was. All right, everybody, that's enough. We're 32 minutes in. Thanks so much for your time today. I'm going to double check this just really quick while I'm sitting here. What episode is this of Monday Musings? Because I didn't do one last week because we were on the road. Scrolling down. Scrolling down. Oh wow, this is episode 57. I said 55 at the beginning, but we've actually done more than that. So, episode 57, rolling right along. Shouldn't have any more interruptions this year. Again, we're homeowners now, so this is it. We have no plans to go anywhere for the foreseeable future, no travel plans, anything like that. I'm actually thinking of getting pets for the first time. Actually, I think we're about to put up some screenshots in Discord because we have a pregnant cat. I thought she was pregnant, but after I fed her tonight and she plopped down on her side and relaxed, you could see that her tits were all um, swirled around from little muzzles. So she's recently had a litter somewhere because she's still plump. So she had to have birthed them in the last few days. But she showed up this morning looking for food, and she came back again this afternoon. And I bought her a can of tuna, so she got a big old can of tuna. And then she hung out for like 30 minutes with Chris and I, just washing herself. And I love cats. Chris wants a dog. That's another discussion. Um, Thanks everybody. See you next time in whatever form that is, whether it's in a YouTube video, a live stream, over on Discord, over on Patreon, somewhere else. I do have a Twitter and a Facebook. I use Twitter more than Facebook or Instagram. Don't forget I have a TikTok as well if you want Spanish type content, but that's mostly just my life here with Chris. So hopefully I'll see you somewhere next time. See you everybody.